Hey, what's going on, you guys? Jordan here over at the Movie Den. I hope you guys are doing well. Guys, today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Era 4K release of Lifeforce. So if you guys enjoy my reviews of new boutique label titles that come out and stuff like that, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, of course, hit that bell notification. Well, guys, let's talk about these space vampires. So here we have Tobe Hooper's 1985 Lifeforce. Now, this originally was a novel called Space Vampires that was then adapted into this movie, as we know today, from 1985, called Lifeforce by Canon Films. Now, this was a first-time watch for me. I had never seen it. This actually has Patrick Stewart. He doesn't have a huge role. More in the latter half of the film, he shows up. But the star I'm sure you're all familiar with in this movie is Matilda May. But this movie opens up with you have some astronauts that are up in space on a mission. They come across an alien spaceship, which they do embark, and they go searching around, and they do find in these like pods, they look like humans, humanoid aliens, something. They find three of them. One is Matilda May, and the other two are two other guys. Well, they decide they're going to take them on board and take them to Earth, where they're going to do experiments on them. Of course, as you guys probably could figure out, it doesn't go according to the plan. They wake them up and they act like vampires in a way that for them to survive, they need to suck the life out of individuals for them to live. And then, of course, as that happens, whoever they have sucked basically their soul out of, or however you want to say it, after about 2 hours, they come back to life. They look extremely malnourished, basically dead, and they have to go find someone to take their life. And it goes on and on, kind of like a vampire. However, this movie is more than just a vampire movie. I mean, it's a vampire. It is body snatchers movie, a zombie movie, and like a space erotic movie. Maybe you can call that. I don't know. This film is kind of all over the place. As far as theming, it's like just a cluster of a whole bunch of different things. As soon as you're like, okay, I get the whole vampire thing, then you've got a bunch of zombies running around. So that's kind of what the movie is about. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I got to say, I enjoyed this film. For all its craziness of what it is, it was a fun movie. What I thought was interesting, though, this was the biggest budgeted movie of its time. This came out around the time of Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. Actually, a lot of the guys that worked on this also worked on that movie as well. Now, I'm going to address the elephant in the room that everyone talks about with this movie. Like I had said earlier, Matilda May, she's straight up nude through this whole movie. Like 90% of it until the very end, she has like a cloak on. And I'm not just talking like from like the waist up, I'm talking head to toe. There's nothing there. And that's something that in one of the documentaries that's in this movie, which I highly recommend you guys checking out, called Cannon Fodder, they actually talk about how they had a hard time, understandably so, to find a young woman who was willing to do that throughout the entire film. They went through tons and tons of actresses until they came across one French actress who was actually a ballerina, and she came in and she was down. And Tobe Hooper went ahead and selected her to play the role as the main, I guess you can call it like a queen vampire, or I'm not sure, but that character, Matilda May, she obviously got selected for that role. But when I say the whole movie, I'm not kidding. The whole movie, everything. So like I said, I did enjoy this movie. The only thing I wasn't a fan of was when they started introducing the body snatcher type thing, where they would take control of a host, but not really being there. And there was a point where they were in control of two different people. And so it was kind of all over the place at that point. Near the end, it got a little, I don't know if I want to say convoluted, but it was going left and right. It felt like it didn't know what it wanted to do, in my opinion. I know a lot of people love this movie. And listen, I did too. I thought it was great, but that's just kind of my initial thoughts from seeing it. Now, of course, this movie, like a lot of these cult classic thriller horror movies, did not do well in the long run as it first came out. The first weekend it came out, it did do really well. It hit like number one and then tanked. But of course, like most of these movies, as time goes on, there's kind of a resurgence of a cult following of these movies, and they get life breathed into them again with stuff like this. There was the Scream Factory release of this as well, of a 4K too, a little bit ago. But I decided to go ahead and go with the Arrow one. The reason I went with this one is because this actually has the director's cut, uncut. They call it the international cut in here, on 4K as well. Scream Factories did not. But now that we're talking about all the content, what I want to do is cover everything that this comes with. We're going to talk about the packaging. So with this, like I said, you are getting the international cut, they call it on here, basically the uncut version in 4K. You're also getting obviously the theatrical cut in 4K. Now on the back here, it does just say Dolby Audio. However, on my system, when I had put it in my player and everything, it did say Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. So it has the full Dolby support on this, and it looks great. Audio sounds great as well. But there is the front, and I gotta say, guys, I absolutely love this slip cover. It's got kind of like a spot glossing to it. Of course, this is the scene near the end of the film right there, if you can see it, but that spot glossing looks good. There is the back, and there's all the details. You can go ahead and pause the video right there if you guys want to check that out. As far as special features, I don't think there's any Arrow exclusive special features. It's just all stuff that's already been out. A lot of Scream Factory stuff got put in to this. Really, the reason you're getting this is that uncut version in 4K. So I went ahead and reversed the slip cover. I'm going to cover this because I don't want YouTube to get onto me, but there is that right there. There's the back. And this is the reverse cover art, which is the original artwork. The cover that it came with was basically this right here. So here is inside. I'll set the booklets aside. You're getting your 4K of the uncut or the international cut, and then the 4K of the theatrical cut. And all the special features, the majority of them are going to be on that first disc. The second one, as far as I can tell, doesn't have as many. Like I said, most of them is going to be in that first disc. As far as contents goes, of course, with all your Arrow titles, you are getting a little promotional for, well, it's supposed to be usually for their upcoming titles, but I got this one for The Cell. We obviously know that came out, and apparently it's got some issues. I don't have that one, but here is the booklet. Now that's the artwork that's on the Scream Factory release. There you go. And then the back right here is the artwork, the original artwork for the film. In here, you're getting your normal booklet stuff, and looks like you are getting, it's called Dracula's Castle in the Sky by Frank Collins. So like I said, this is a vampire movie. It's a very different vampire movie, but there is that right there. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, about how after they kind of like suck the life out of the people, and then like 2 hours later they wake up, that's what they look like. So I'll try and fan through this. This is a very flimsy book, so I might have a hard time. So there you go. That is the booklet that comes with this release. Now, guys, would I pick this up? Definitely if you're into 4K, heck yeah, I would pick this up. Now, I know this is an Arrow UK release. However, 4K is region free, so you don't got to worry about that. But I would, if you can still find this, because I did see a lot of places this was out of stock, pick it up, because the uncut version of 4K, well worth it in my opinion. Like I said, I thought it was a fun movie. You could definitely tell it was from the 80s, but you had a good time. There's a lot of good special features in here. There's a really good interview with Toby Hooper. And then, like I said, the Cannon Fodder documentary, which is over an hour long. Definitely check that out. It's about the entire making of the movie. And they go in everything. And there's some funny stuff in there that I laughed out loud when I saw it. I think you guys will too. So definitely check out the special features, because they did a good job with them in this. But there is my quick review of Arrow's newest 4K release of Lifeforce. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and of course, hit that bell notification. Well, guys, that is everything that I have for you all today. You guys take care.